back to Stylish Naija YouTube channel. I want to say thank you to all of our subscribers. Thank you all for subscribing to Stylish Naija YouTube channel. If you are new to the channel, you are highly and very welcome. If you have not subscribed, please hit on the subscribe button and then hit on the bell also to get an update whenever I upload a new video. Okay guys, so in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to cut and sew this trendy gown with side ruffles. So you can see this gown, when I say it is trendy, it has been trending for a while now. So today I'm going to show you how to cut and sew this gown. We're going to be using the princess dart pattern. So I have here with me the fabric that I'm going to be making use of. So this is like a cotton fabric. This is about 2 yards, and then I have a doll face satin of about 1 yard. I've used from it before. So these are the fabrics that I'm going to be making use of today. Okay, so I'm just going to leave that. So if you can see here on my table, I already have like a pattern, a basic bodice pattern. So this we're going to adapt into a princess dart. So I'm just going to explain. So the lines that I have here, this is my bust point line, and then this is my under bust, and then this is my half cut. So from this point to this line here is my nipple to nipple. That's my bust span. And for this I'm making use of about 4.5 inches. So that this part now is going to serve as my dart line. So from this point now, I'm going to mark out my dart. So for the dart, I'm going to just make use of half inch to the right and then half inch to the left. So from this point, I'm going to take my dart. I'm just doing a waist dart. I'll take it to this point like this. Okay, so that's for my dart. So the next thing we're going to do now, we're going to connect the princess dart. It is a very simple process. So all you are just going to do is you take half of your armhole measurement. So I have my armhole measurement here now. So I'm just going to go ahead and take half of the armhole. So that's the half of the armhole. And then with my pattern curve, I'm just going to connect that line to the top part of this. So you see it is a simple process. So because it is not a bust here, I'm just going to go ahead and I'll leave it like this. So what I'm going to do now, the next thing, I'm going to elongate my princess dart. So because if I cut it like this, it's going to truncate the length. So I will just add 1.5 inches here, and then I will mark, I'll connect it to that point. So from this point now, I'm going to mark my new armhole. So I'm just going to mark it like this. So this is now going to serve as my new armhole line. So you see what we have. So I'm just going to go ahead and blend this up here. So I'll go ahead and cut. So there are other patterns that you can decide to take out half inch from your armhole. So there are different patterns, but I'm just going to go ahead and do this. So this is just okay for me. So I'll go ahead now, take out my full body measurement. So the full body measurement, the bust of the person, her bust is 34. So when you divide 34 into 4, I have about 8.5. So I'll take the 8.5, I'll add it here. And then her under bust is 28 inches. So you divide that. I'll take it like this. I'll add it here like this. And then the waist measurement is 26. So what I'm going to do now, so remember your dart. I'll take out my dart. So you divide 26 into 4. And then remember to add your dart back into your pattern so it does not get truncated. So this lines now I'm just going to, so I'll connect it like that, and then I'll add my allowance. So I'm just going to go ahead, I'll add to 2 inches allowance to my pattern. So from this point now, from this armhole point, just blend it into that point like this. So I have, so this is our original point. So you just ignore that because you need the other ones. So I'll go ahead now. I'll cut out the sides. So for the neckline, I'll just add it. You can see it is a high neckline, so I'll use 3.5 inches width, and then the length of the neckline, I'm going to use 3 inches. So I'll go ahead. I'm going to use this to cut out the back pattern. So I'll take this like this, I'll place it on the back. So for the back pattern, all I'm just going to do is to make sure that I have my zipper allowance on it. So I'll cut them together. So for the back neckline, I'm just going to use 1 inch for the back neckline. So all you just add your 1 inch on this point like this. And then I'll go ahead, I'll cut out the back. So now we're going to cut both the back and the front together. So for the front, first of all, I'm going to open up my dart. And then I'll open it up. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to blend these points. So I don't have any boys. So this is my back. Back. So I'll go ahead now, transfer this to my fabric for the top part. So the next thing now, we're going to cut out the skirt. Okay, so now we're going to draft our skirt. So for the skirt, so like I said, the top part of my gown is 17 inches and then my skirt is 23 inches. So when you add everything together, I'm going to have about 40 inches. So you can see the length of the skirt here. So now we're going to start drafting. It's a simple process. So for the skirt, the waist of the skirt, I'm making use of 28 inches. So when you divide 28 you divide 28 into 4. I'll add 7 inches here, and then I'm going to add 1.2 inches. I'll add 2 inches because I'm going to take out 1 inch for that. And then for the hip is 40. So you mark 10 inches here. So for the hip part, I'm just going to go ahead and add 1.5 inches to it. So from this point, I'm just going to do this. So you see how simple it is to draft a pencil skirt. So I'll take what I have here and then I'm just going to place it down here. I'll take out 2 inches from what I have there. So I'm going to have this. And then from this point, I'm just going to go ahead. So I'm just trying to get the right, okay. Yeah, so we are done. So this I'm going to use to cut out the back. So for the dart, so I'll use half of my bust span measurement, which is 4.5 inches. But since this is a skirt, I'm just going to make use of 4 inches. And then I would mark 4.5 inches downwards. And then I'll take out half inch. So this is going to be my dart. So we are done. So all of this I'm going to transfer to the fabric. I don't want the video to be too long, so that is why. Okay, so you can see I finished cutting all of my pieces. So these are the the front pattern, and then this is the back pattern, and then this is our skirt pattern. So for the strap that I'm going to use for the side, for the ruffles on the side, so I just cut out straight fabric with my satin. I cut out straight fabric of about 3.5 inches. So what I'm going to go ahead and do now, I'm going to fold them like this. So the length that I cut out, so I'm just going to tell you the measurement of this. So this one, the length is about 27. So I'm going to be using two for one side. That's 27 plus 27. So this one I'm going to join so it will be long. I'll join it and then I'll show you how to fix it. So I have another two for the other side. So go over to the machine and then we'll stitch. Okay, so guys, we're going to start stitching now. So this is my center piece. I'm just going to go ahead. I'll take the side piece and then I'm going to place it like this. I'll stitch it all the way up. So I'm going to do the same thing to the other side also. I'll just place it and stitch it all the way down, and then I'll go ahead and do the same thing to the back piece also. Okay guys, so you can see, so I finished stitching the front piece together. So since I'm not adding a line into this dress, so for the neckline I just used the fabric to just do a piping on the neckline. So that is the front, and then this is the back. So I've joined the back on the zipper allowance part, so you can see. So I'm not going to join it yet. We're going to go ahead and work on the skirt part. So for the skirt, I've joined the back piece. You just close it on the zipper allowance part, and then I've gone ahead, I've added my dart. So the next thing I'm going to do now, so this is the skirt. So I've added the ruffles to one part of the skirt. So I'm going to show you how and what I did with the other part. So you see how it is looking. So this is my fabric. So you see, if you notice the top part, so I joined the long strap together. Okay, so this is the one I'm going to be making use of. So I joined the long strap together. You see this part is well finished. That's, I turned it from the inside, but this other part I did not turn it. I just placed it and then just stitch it just to secure it down. So now we're going to start pleating. So note what I'm going to do. I'm going to pleat it on the right side just like I did on this side. I'm going to pleat it on the right side. So I'm going to leave about half of an inch on top that I'm going to use to join the up to the top bodice. So I'm just going to place it like this on that half point, and then we're going to start creating pleats. So it depends on how full your fabric is. That is what you will, how you will create your pleats. So what I'm going to do, this part, I'm just going to leave this part a little bit, let it hang like that, just a little bit. And then I'll go ahead. I'm just going to come down with about half of an inch. Just make sure that they are on the same point. And then I'm going to start pleating. I'm going to pleat it. I want it to be very thick, just like what I did before. I'll just start picking it like this so you can see. And then I'm going to start securing it down. Just I'm securing it on the edge. Make sure that this skirt, when you want to do this, you make sure that your measurement, what you are going to, as in you are not going to have any excess allowance. You're just going to have like half of an inch. So you can see I'm just securing it on that half of an inch line. Okay, so when I got towards the end of my skirt, so because of the fold, so you put that into consideration, the part that you're going to fold. So I'm just going to stop it before that part where I am going to fold. Okay, so I finished. So I'm going to join the back and the front together now. So I'm just going to take it like this. So remember that half inch that I left. So I'll go ahead, I'll stitch it to the end, and then I'll join the back and the front together. Okay guys, so you can see I finished stitching, joined everything together, and then I've ironed my dress. So it really looks beautiful. So you can see the back, so you see the side, how it is looking. So the only thing that is remaining now is just for us to add the sleeve. So for the sleeve, I cut out my satin again. So I'm just going to tell you the measurement that I cut out. So folded into two, but it's easier to measure that way. So I have about 27 inches. So that is, I have about 55, roughly 55 inches. So that's the full length, 55 inches. And then the width. So for this, you can choose whichever way you want. So I have about 6 inches. So I'm just going to go ahead, this 6 inches, I'm going to stitch it, and then I'm going to pleat. So just the same thing that I have here. Okay guys, so you can see, so I finished stitching one of the sleeves. So you see how it is looking. So it depends on how full you want it to be. That is how you are going to pleat it. So here's the one that I did. So you see the way I did the pleat. The pleat is a little bit bigger than what I have on the side of my dress. So you see, so here is how you are going to fix it when you want to fix the sleeve on it. Just make sure that this part is opened up a little bit. That's the side seam, and then you take your plate like this. You're just going to fix it around. So once I fix it, once it gets to this end, to this part, now I'm going to cut off the excess. So once I cut off the excess, what is remaining, I'll just cut off the excess, and then I'll join it back together straight. I'm just going to go ahead, I'll do that, and then I'll place the dress on the mannequin for you to see the final look. Okay guys, so at the end of the day, so you can see how our side ruffle dress looks like. It actually came out really beautiful, so you can see. So I'm just going to turn the back for you to see how it looks like right now. The gown is beautiful, so you can see. So you see the back came out, it's so perfect. So thank you so much. If you find this video helpful, please hit on the like button, and if you have not subscribed, please subscribe to Stylish Naija YouTube channel. Thank you so much.